following Earth's history and the people of God, through the book of Job. The story of Job depicts what will be the experience of end-time saints. In his experience we are given a prophetic picture of the faithful, in the end times. Although his book is not a prophetic book like Daniel and Revelation, yet still it contains prophetic references that can be connected to events that took place before and after the time of Job. These prophetic references trace God's people and Earth's history from the rebellion of Lucifer to the end times. The historical and prophetic references combined give a summary of the story of redemption. In this study we see through the book of Job that God can take his people from a place of difficulty and bring them to a broad place. Such was the case with the Israelites. After 40 years of wandering in a difficult wilderness land, God brought them out into a land of plenty. Job 36:16 states, "Even so would he have removed thee out of the strait into a broad place, where there is no straightness, and that which should be set on thy table should be full of fatness." Elihu, one of the men who visited Job, says, God can deliver out of difficulty, and he describes the difficulty as a strait, which means a difficult path. Indeed, this was the case of the children of Israel, wandering in a wilderness where there is no way. As if lost in this world, unsure of direction and purpose. They were in a difficult path these 40 years, but the time had come for God to remove them out of the strait into a broad place, where there is no straightness. They were entering the promised land, a land flowing with milk and honey. A land of abundance of food and fertile soil. Elihu says, that which should be set on thy table should be full of fatness. There would be no lack. The Israelites' wilderness troubles were over. They would now have homes of their own, vineyards and large places for their animals. But these blessings came with a warning recorded by Moses in the book of Deuteronomy. "And it shall be, when the Lord thy God shall have brought thee into the land which he sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give thee great and goodly cities, which thou buildedst not, and houses full of all good things, which thou filledst not, and wells digged, which thou diggedst not, vineyards and olive trees, which thou plantedst not, when thou shalt have eaten and be full, then beware lest thou forget the Lord, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. Ye shall not go after other gods, of the gods of the people which are round about you, and thou shalt do that which is right and good in the sight of the Lord, that it may be well with thee, and that thou mayest go in and possess the good land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers." So God told his people that it would be well with them as long as they remembered and gave them all these things and worship him only. But the words of Elihu in Job 36:17 are a very fitting description of the Israelites once they entered the land. "Thou hast fulfilled the judgment of the wicked, judgment and justice take hold on thee." The people disobeyed God by worshipping the false gods of the Gentiles, and therefore judgment and justice took hold of them. The people became vain, materialistic, and forgot that all they had was from God. This behavior was manifested the greatest in their kings. Addressing such behavior, Elihu continued his disgust, stating, "Because there is wrath, beware lest he take thee away with a stroke. Then a great ransom cannot deliver thee. Will he esteem thy riches? No, not gold, nor all the forces of strength. Take heed, regard not iniquity, for this hast thou chosen rather than affliction." In 2 Kings chapter 20, we are given a story of how far one Israelite king went in his ungodly ways, and we are told what the outcome of his actions would be. At that time Berodach-Baladan, the son of Baladan, king of Babylon, sent letters and a present unto Hezekiah, for he had heard that Hezekiah had been sick. And Hezekiah hearkened unto them, and showed them all the house of his precious things, the silver, and the gold, and the spices, and the precious ointment, and all the house of his armor, and all that was found in his treasures. There was nothing in his house, nor in all his dominion, that Hezekiah showed them not. And Isaiah said unto Hezekiah, Hear the word of the Lord. Behold, the days come, that all that is in thine house, and that which thy fathers have laid up in store unto this day, shall be carried into Babylon, nothing shall be left, saith the Lord. From Eden to Israel and down to our time, God's people have showed disobedience to his clear instructions. Hezekiah missed this great opportunity to tell a pagan nation of his God. Instead, he used the opportunity to glorify himself. At the same time, he exposed all the wealth of the nation and revealed its military capabilities, all the house of his armor. This king's foolishness would later bring disaster by the hands of Babylon, the same nation he sought to impress with his wealth. The words of Elihu concludes, Take heed, regard not iniquity, for this hast thou chosen. Job 36:21, Hezekiah did what he felt to himself a great king should do to impress a visiting nation. He followed man's customs, to the peril of the nation. But unlike Hezekiah, we should follow God's instructions, to the blessing of us all.